he lacks the strength and the bulk, right? Size is more than just height, and he doesn't have that right now. He's going to play a lot on the perimeter. I would think he comes in under 10 rebounds, but it's not like it's maybe worth a dabble.
I would sprinkle something on it, but there are other things that I have for you that I'm sure you're seeing as well that are much more enticing.
Yeah, for one, 40 points in any game the entire season at plus 300. I would bet that.
I'm seeing it in my book plus 550.
Oh, then that's why you shop around, isn't it?
That's why you shop around.
That's why you shop around. I love yours way better. See, this is good. We're doing some shopping right now.
If you want to advance that by 10 points, Victor Wembanyama to score 50 plus, which is a lot. I don't know. I know Brandon Jennings scored 50, what I believe was his rookie season. I'm not sure if he was the most recent rookie to score 50 points in his rookie season.
I know Charlie Villanueva did. That would be after or before Brandon Jennings.
Pre-Brandon Jennings.
Right. So those are the only two rookies I can think of off the top of my head that put up 50 in a game in their rookie year.
Victor Wembanyama to score 50-plus points in any game in the 2023-24 season, 500 to 1, plus 5,000.
Really?
I will say this. You have to be a fool to not at least put $1 on that.
You have way better prices where you are, because I've got him to score 45 or more points in any game at just 10 to 1. So from 45 to 50, there's that much of a jump?
That's a huge jump.
That's only 5 points.
That is tough. I mean, because there are going to be NBA teams out there that really clamp down on you, but I mean, I'm sprinkling at least something on that 500 to 1.
One-tenth of a second! You called a foul with 1/10 of a second? Get this ref off the court. Nobody wants to see you. They want to see Victor Wembanyama. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
This is a nightmare. What are we doing?
I can't believe I'm this worked up over summer.
Why are we calling a foul with no time left?
Oh, my God.
And they're getting somebody tried to call a timeout, and these refs are. This is
a disaster.
You know what? You know what the worst thing that could ever happen to professional sports is putting cameras on officials when they make any sort of foul calls. They're now doing it with the NBA. They're doing it in baseball. Umpires are doing that. No more of this. They should be anonymous.
So where is the foul call?
So they try to intentionally foul back up at midcourt.
They're saying they call a timeout here. Oh, so it's a timeout, not a foul call? They're arguing on how much time should be on the clock.
And now there's another huddle.
I
can't. I just want this. Make it go away.
Why couldn't they do this in the Cleveland-Brooklyn game?
Nobody cares about this game.
We don't need to be doing this.
This is going to, oh my God.
I don't want to see him. Show me Wembanyama. I don't need to see these guys.
Yeah, you know what? This is that's what I want. Take the camera off the coaches and the refs and everybody else huddling. Just put the camera on Victor Wembanyama. I want to watch him stand. Watching him stand is interesting. I still go back to the best scenario is James Harden to the Clippers, but Paul George and Kawhi are still there. Because you're not going to give up one of them to the Sixers. Because you're getting James Harden on a one-year deal, but you also have Kawhi and Paul George that are either going to be free agents next year or they'll opt in.
Right.
So this could be a 1 year, let's give it a shot. It's the last chance maybe for Kawhi and Paul George together. A team that is, look, an actual, I know they are a title contender if they're all out there. They're 18 to 1 to win the title. They are way down that list, which is crazy to see. I mean, they're actually behind the Sixers at 16 to 1. Even the Lakers are 11 to 1 at BetMGM right now. But look, all this can still shift. But the Clippers are a really good team when everybody is out there and healthy. The problem is that they never are. We'd almost say, as opposed to blowing this up, let's go all in on 1 year and see what happens. Let's go and give a bunch of our role players like a 1 first-round pick, because you're not going to have to give up that much for James Harden.
No.
His stock is low, and the fact that he's gotten older, and the fact that there's 1 year left on his contract, and you say, you know what? We can fill out some of this roster. They're not going to have to give up that much, and then you go all in with those 3 for 1 season and see what happens.
I like them to make the playoffs as a wild card, but the issue that I'm wrestling with, Nick, is who is not that made it this past year, right? If the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to get in, somebody that made it last year is going to be on the outside looking in. And when you look at the teams that made it last year, you obviously got Kansas City. They won the whole thing. Buffalo, Cincinnati, the trifecta, as we have now known to call it. The Jacksonville Jaguars, And then you get to the wild card teams, the Los Angeles Chargers, the Baltimore Ravens, the Miami Dolphins. A lot of people would be quick to jump. If you're going to add someone else in, it's clearly Miami that's fallen because Tua got hurt. Right?
Yep.
It's a very easy option.
Yep.
I understand the thought process. I disagree. If you're going to hold my feet to the fire and say you got to pick one of these teams that's not going to make it, I'm looking at the Los Angeles Chargers.
But one that really it has not been talked about enough is Matt Stafford and the Rams.
Right.
This is a team that won the Super Bowl 2 years ago. Now, I know it's not the same roster, and that defense is incredibly concerning, even with Aaron Donald, especially because you'd sit there and go, well, how much does he want to play football now? He's almost retired like 3 times, it feels like. But if Matt Stafford is healthy and Cooper Kupp is back out there again doing Cooper Kupp things, this is a team in the NFC that can very much win a playoff game. I don't think that's crazy. Remember, they won 5 games last year because they also sat even healthy players at the end of the year. Right. They just gave up on the season just to get a better draft pick, even though they didn't have a first-round pick, so it didn't even matter.
Giving up at that point,
it was like other
pick.
picks later in the draft were still going to be a little bit higher, but they weren't going to get a first-round pick. But this is a team that's just not as bad as what their record was last year. Now, I don't think they're winning the Super Bowl. I don't think they're winning the NFC. But I do look at the Rams and say, let's just not forget that they did win a Super Bowl 2 seasons ago. Have Saquon Barkley in the backfield week 1. Because if you have that, then Daniel Jones looks like a better quarterback. Then he's able to hand the ball off more. They can kind of tailor the offense continually around him to where it worked for him last year. But let's just say something crazy happens and Saquon Barkley's not there. Giants are in big trouble.
They are in huge trouble. Saquon Barkley is a man on a mission right now.
He's doing leg day every day. I don't know if you've seen it on Instagram and maybe Threads too.
Oh, God. His legs are already big enough.
Hey, they always got to be bigger, my friend.
Always got to be bigger. Some leg for the rest of us. I mean, geez Louise. This dude's quads basically have their own separate zip codes. Lord have mercy. What was I going to say?
I don't know. You got distracted by his legs.
It
happens, you know?
They dragged me in. It was something about his contract. So he's on a noble mission. He's going to fail. Unfortunately, he's going to fail in some capacity.
Yep.
He's been very honest in saying that I'm not trying to reset the market. I just want security, which is like a reasonable request.
Yes, it is.
Like, if you just give me $10 million every single year, I'd love to come back and play for you guys. If the management gets in the way of the football people and they say, we're going to make you hold out, do it, we're going to call you a bluff, they are going to learn very quickly that's a bad move. That's a bad move. Daniel Jones, like Saquon, had the best year of his career last year, and I don't think it's a coincidence that Daniel Jones and him had that together. That they went hand in hand. Now, Brian Daboll, of course, is a great coach, and there were some things in late-game scenarios that he did better than nearly everybody in the NFL, and you can't account for that. But you got to have Saquon Barkley back. You have to have Saquon Barkley back, and you got to pray and hope that Darren Waller is healthy for the entirety of the season.